Wow. All right. For those of you who don't know me, I'm John Williams, and I'll be your host tonight. And we're going to talk about, in my humble opinion, and I'm going to say this with a straight face, excited face, enthusiastic face, that we are in the right place at the right time. I've been in the financial world for about 31 years. I've been in the networking world for about 34 years. So if you combine them, I've been around for a minute. And I can honestly say I've been with a few companies, especially in the networking world. For the last 9 years, I've been in the crypto space. I guess I'm going to my 10th year now, 2023. I guess it'd be 10 years. Crypto certified, so I know a little bit about the industry because I studied it and learned it the same way I did in the investment world. Even though in the investment world, you had to get knowledge, I feel the same way about the crypto world. It doesn't make any sense to be involved with anything and to not have a basic understanding of that thing. But I'm a little different. I wanted to get a complete understanding of that thing, the same way I did in the investment world. And because I did that in that world, I have been and am very successful. And I brought that same model over to the networking world, and I have been and I am very successful. So it kind of mirrors itself. If you prepare yourself, if you get educated, and then you apply yourself, right? Because education not being applied is worth nothing either. But if you get that education in whatever you want to do, and then you begin to apply it, you can't have nothing but success. And it doesn't mean that it'll happen overnight. And I think that's a part that trips so many people up. They get into something and think they're getting paid tomorrow. Can that happen in some of these get rich quick schemes? Yes. But in the real world, does it happen? No. I mean, look at Microsoft and Bill Gates. How many years did it take him before he started Microsoft, before he could consider himself a millionaire? Wasn't it almost about 10? What about the Apple boys, Wozniak, Steve Wozniak, Steve Jobs? Wasn't it about 10? Yeah, before they were just millionaires. Now we know from the 10th year on, they became billionaires. But it was the first 10 before they became millionaires. So we have to understand, folks, when something is real, you have to till, plant, and build. With that being said, being in Dubai for this SAFIR global launch, for me, it just added more fuel to the fire that I received when I was there in September in Dubai for the next level event. This global summit took it and everything else to a whole nother level of understanding, a whole nother level of innovation, a whole nother level of where we're going from here. And so I want everybody to sit back and just relax. I'm gonna just share our basic presentation, but in there, I'm gonna sprinkle in some of the stuff that we went over. And then after we finish, if you guys want to go into a little more in-depth stuff, training that I was going to do yesterday, but my boo-boo came by, so I came by Saturday afternoon, so I had to dedicate everything to him. So anyway, but we're going to do it in two parts for our clients tonight. The first part being the passive side. That's just people who just want to look at that wonderful hub that you see on the screen and just say, how can I use that to create some passive income, right? How can I use that hub to create some wealth, right? How can I use that hub to create generational wealth? So the first half is going to be for those people. The second half, and the most exciting half to me, is the business side or the marketing side. How can we begin to share and tell through our recommendation marketing plan other people about this good news, other people about what we have here? I mean, people need to be set free. You see where Twitter has laid off several thousand, and Facebook has laid off several thousand, and Amazon said they hired too many, they're gonna lay off some. Everybody's in the layoff phase right before the holidays, which means going into the holidays and into the new year, a lot of people are gonna come, start the new year jobless, right? But to me, for them, the perfect opportunity is looking at something where you can control your own future, which is a business. And there's nothing more rewarding and more better for them, in my opinion, than this cryptocurrency space, because the space is in its infancy, it's in its launch. Some people call it a pre-launch. I call it a launch because we've been pre-launching for the last 13 years, but now we're ready to launch in so many different areas. So tonight, folks, we're going to start out talking about a company or a group of companies. ZENIQ, which you see on the screen, which is our technology company. SAFIR, which you're going to see in a minute, which is our marketing company. ZENIQ, which is our marketing company for all of our tokenization projects. And then we're going to talk about aviation with AVINOC, right? What they're doing there, and TUPAN, what's going on in the Amazon and with the first with the first SEC approved token. And we're going to talk about the movie industry, which we just got an opportunity to be exposed to in its first NFT, backed by a great movie called Regardless, which we had a chance to go to a premiere. I had never been to a premiere of a movie before, so that was awesome, right? But think about it. The movie, one good movie, we've seen, has done hundreds of millions in worldwide sales. Movies like Titanic and Ghostbusters and Gone with the Wind back in its day. And what's the new movie out here? I can't think of it.
Black Panther, Wakanda.
Thank you, Brother Ben. Black Panther, Wakanda, 1 and 2. So there's been a lot of movies that have just tremendously blown up, right? One movie. Well, we have an opportunity now to take part in a token that's wrapped around the movie industry. And our first movie was released called Regardless. We're going to talk about that. But also we're going to talk about our first real estate NFT. That's pretty exciting. And the asset, the tangible real estate asset behind that, that's over in, I think it's New Zealand. But that's exciting. And that is the first property behind this particular NFT. And we know we have hundreds of properties coming behind that. So it's going to be a pretty exciting look into what we have to offer. And we're going to start out right here with ZENIQ. And I'm on the ZENIQ website. I just want to let you see a few things here about this wonderful company. And here we go, right here. And the ecosystem around them. ZENIQ is the technology arm of everything that we do. And of course, the hub that you saw was created, invented, and launched by ZENIQ. And then of course we have the swap. Our swap was just launched, and I'm excited about that. Got to see that in real time while we were in Dubai. The ZENIQ debit card, which you see just flashed on the screen, which means that we're tying the crypto world with the banking world. There's the card again. And then our ZENIQ app, which you see on the screen right now. That app is awesome, right? It's already out in the Google Play Store under Nomo ZENIQ. You can download the app. It's already now live and connected to our swap, although we're still finishing up a few things on that. It'll be in the Apple Store in days, maybe a week or so. Well, we, like me, who have an Apple phone, can connect it there. Our own smart chain and cross chain swap is awesome. Of course, I just talked about the NFTs, tokenization, and our own decentralized blockchain, smart chain, and swap. So that's the ecosystem around what we do. Let me go right into our presentation tonight. So I'm going to do it a little different, praying that by doing it this way, it will run smoother than it has in the past. And let me make sure that that screen is being shown. And let's make sure that our current slide is up. And here we go. And so, of course, you know, the world that we were prepared for no longer exists. Nothing is as it appears. Nothing is the way it used to be. And the wonderful thing that I like so much about ZENIQ is we have an ecosystem that's internal and in-house that's built around everything that we do and everything that we're going to share. Energy tech, health tech, blockchain tech. Those are our three basic cores. So all of our NFTs and things like that would come under the blockchain tech. And then, of course, the high tech stuff or the health tech stuff is like our iFiber product. And we haven't released our first product yet under the energy tech, but that'll be like solar stuff, energy stuff, all stuff around that. But as you can see, the basic or the foundation of our ecosystem is already being built, it's already been built, and it's already there. So stay focused on everything that we have coming soon. And then you look at our offices there in Dubai, where we just left. And although I wasn't in the meeting that took place with the Diamonds, where they went to look at the groundbreaking or the continued movement of the new office there on the 147th floor of the Burj Khalifa, which I had a chance to take my mom over there and let her see the Burj Khalifa. We went to the mall, which is the largest mall in the world, the Dubai Mall. And then we also went to the other mall, which is a little bit smaller than that one. It's called the Emirates Mall. So a lot of things we did while we were there. We witnessed and see a lot of, here we go, a lot of the technology. And I don't know why this thing, if I don't keep it moving, it will not move. All right, here we go. The 360-degree ecosystem is the basics, it's the backbone, it's the everything of our ecosystem. And of course, it all starts with the blockchain, which was released last December. The ZENIQ blockchain. Not just a blockchain, but a decentralized blockchain. The ZENIQ Hub, which you saw in my earlier part of the presentation. The ZENIQ app, which is now live in the Google Play Store. So if you have a Google, if you have an Android phone, you can go to the Google Play Store, look up Nomo ZENIQ, and you can download the new ZENIQ app. And if you already partner with it, you can connect that app to your back office, and my God, the world of finance begins to open up for you. Becoming your own banker begins to open up and become real for you. It's really exciting. And then, of course, our partnership with MasterCard, and now you have the ZENIQ card complete with an IBAN, which can link your fiat world with the digital world on a decentralized platform. So that's pretty awesome. The staking hints and our rewards. We talked about that when we were in Dubai. That is a huge part of building right now income for those folks who want to be passive with a twist. Yes, you can be passive with a twist, meaning you can just have hubs and create income, but you can also have hubs and decide to stake a little bit to create some right now income. That's pretty awesome. And for us who are recommendation marketing members, we can stake and earn rewards while we're staking. So that's pretty awesome too. So a lot of passive income while being somewhat not passive. So it's pretty cool. And then you got the ZENIQ swap, which we got a chance to look at that live. And I have it up on my screen. I've been playing with it a little bit. So that's awesome. And the thing about that swap, I took some notes that I got when I was there. It's not like any other swap. Our swap does about 15,000 transactions. I'm sorry, the smart chain does about 15,000 transactions per second. Our blockchain does 50,000 transactions per second. You put both those two together, even separately, there's nothing in each one of their categories, smart chain or the swap, that comes even close to that. So when I say a 360-degree ecosystem, I mean just that. Everything around us making money initially comes from in-house. What that means is everything that's added on from outside the house is just that. It's add-on revenue for you, me, and the company. How sweet is that? And then we have, of course, our tokenization platform. With one thing that makes us different from every other tokenization platform is we have our own coin, right? And if you look at the other swaps, like Uniswap, like PancakeSwap, they don't have that. So when you start looking into tokenization, which runs across, which will run across those swaps, when you don't have your own blockchain, your own coin, now you're talking about coins, fees going outside of your exchange. And so Uniswap and PancakeSwap pay a lot of fees to Binance and to Ethereum, which means they don't stay on their platform because they don't have their own blockchain. Where with ZENIQ and our swap, it runs on our ZENIQ blockchain. So we have two layers there. On top of that, the transactions that are done when you're on the swap are done with the ZENIQ coin. And one coin can do 100 and what? Let me see, I think it's 160 transactions. So one coin, which costs a penny right now, I'm sorry, right around 4 cents, I'm sorry, 4 or 5 cents. You can do 160 transactions, meaning trades, switches, swaps, or whatever. Where if you're on the pancake swap or the Uniswap, you're talking about a few dollars to do one transaction. So a few cents to do 160 transactions, or a few dollars to do one transaction. I wanted to point that out because it's important to separate us from the pack. Because see, these two guys, pancake swap and Uniswap, have about 5 to 6 year head start in the swapping world. But because they don't have their own blockchain, you have to do what's called a wrap. So you have to wrap their coins. So if you're on pancake swap, you got to wrap it with a Binance coin. If you're on a Uniswap, you have to wrap it with a Ethereum coin, which means a wrap fee in addition to your swap fee. The ZENIQ swap is the most unique one in the industry because you don't have to use any wrapping feature because it communicates with all tokens and coins. So you eliminate that wrap and you eliminate that extra fee. And as I said, one coin can do 160 transactions. So as that information gets out to the general public, all those traders who are some of them are still stuck in other platforms will be moving right here. And as they use our token on our swap, it creates not just a single burn, which means burning tokens and taking them off the market, which automatically increases the price. Because once supply go down, demand and the price goes up. We have a double burn feature in our platform, which means each time they do a transaction, we can burn ZENIQ tokens twice. And when you're doing millions of transactions per day, which is what the average swap does, and you're burning twice as many tokens as any other swap, and you're burning your own token, the value of that ZENIQ token, as one gentleman said in our presentation in Dubai, is going to go through the roof. I think it was Mark. He said, I would never sell one of my ZENIQ tokens. He said, I've sold a lot of tokens and coins, but not ZENIQ. And I feel the exact same way because when you understand the nature of our ecosystem and when you understand the full value of having everything in-house, and if you understand that all of those fees that would normally go out of the house in those other exchanges, and they still did billions, what would we do with everything staying in-house? Couldn't we do the same billions? But the difference is those billions come back to our compensation plan, come back to our programmers, which is going to motivate them to program even more. Pretty awesome how we got that thing set up. And then we're going to talk about this market here, the tokenization market, that the World Economic Forum says over the next 5 years, actually 4 years now, by the year 2027, that part of the market alone would be a 24 trillion, you heard me, with a T, dollar market cap, a $24 trillion market cap over the next 4 years. Wow, think about that, because the current market cap of crypto, the whole industry itself, is right around 2 to 3 trillion right now. But one division of the market is going to blow that right out of the water, which is called tokenization. And our whole platform, our smart chain, cross chain, blockchain, everything that we have designed and built to bring to the public, to bring to the world, is already positioned for that part of the market, which is tokenization. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, we are leading the pack when it comes to tokenization, i.e. tokenizing the first real estate project that I know of, tokenizing the first movie project that I know of, tokenizing the first SEC approved token. So we're leading the way. So folks, if you're here tonight for the first time, and if you don't understand anything, understand this. Apple is the country's first $1 trillion company, right? And I think their market cap now is close to 2 trillion, right? They hit $1 trillion last year. They were the first company to do that. Out of all the companies that have already been here for, like Coca-Cola and all them others that have been here for 100 years, have never done that. And Apple did it in what, about 30 years? That's huge. And how many billionaires in Apple, who were the original founders, are billionaires today with $1 trillion company approaching 2 trillion? What is tokenization going to be able to do in the next 4 to 5 years with a $24 trillion market cap. Wouldn't you want to have a piece of that? I know I am, right? I've already positioned myself, and I am continually positioning myself to get a piece of that pie. That's 24 trillion. Because see, if Apple can create, I don't know, about 100 or so billionaires, or I think close to it, within that ecosystem in about 30 years, what can we do if we capture, I don't know, a few trillion of that 24 trillion? Pretty awesome. But that's the kind of opportunity that we have in front of us. Because see, tokenization did for Uniswap and PancakeSwap a few millionaires and a few billionaires. Vitalik, I think his name is, who invented Ethereum's platform, him and his co-partner, they're both billionaires, both of them. And they did it in about 6 years. ZB, I can't think of his name, the guy who owns Binex, billionaire, did it in about 6, 7 years. Owning his what? His own exchange, his own coin, and smart chain. So we have our own blockchain, smart chain, coin, and swap. So when you add up everything, when you sit back and look at everything, there's no way we can't do the exact same thing they've done and beyond. And then you heard me say swap and smart chain, which finishes up this 360-degree ecosystem. You see it right here. And the smart chain on top of a decentralized blockchain gives you a shield or a fortress of protection that I can't say very many companies can do. I think it's about 9. I think we're the 9th swap out here. I'm sorry, the 9th smart chain out here. But in my humble opinion, we're the best because we have features and speed and transaction, low fees that no other swap before us has. And we're the only one of all of them that is universal. All of them have to use some form of wrap. We don't. We can communicate. So we have a smart swap because it can communicate with all other blockchains and all other coins and tokens. So that's beautiful. That's the ecosystem. And of course, we talked about the grandfather or the main hub, which is the ZENIQ hub. That hub also comes in, as you'll see in a little bit, the tablet, which you see right there, but it also comes in, and it's a master node as well as a hardcore wallet to store your coins. And if your coins are not stored in your wallet, you might as well say they're not your coins. They're somebody else's. If they're on any of these exchanges, and most exchanges that are out here right now are centralized. And a centralized exchange is no different from a bank in the fiat world, right? So exchanges in the crypto world are where you go to buy crypto, sell crypto, trade crypto, swap crypto. You go to an exchange. In the banking world, when you want to get a savings account, borrow money, store your check, put money in, all that is done at a bank. But a bank is a centralized entity, right? Controlled by a few people and regulated by governments, right? An exchange is controlled by a centralized exchange, is also controlled by a few people. In some countries regulated, some countries not regulated. But either way, you, the people, have no control. But when you have a decentralized exchange, blockchain, swap, back with a smart contract, it gives you a fortress that no other financial institution can give you. It gives you sovereignty of finance, and it gives it to you in a way that gives you the freedom that you need to do your own thing. But with that freedom, also is required a little bit more knowledge. And I think that's the part that scares people. Having to become their own banker means going to a whole nother level of understanding, a whole another level of education. And we just launched. Matter of fact, it'll be launching in January, our new, what's it called? Decentralized, our new decentralized learn, decentral learn, which is our new academy. And that's going to launch in January. The official launch will be April the 23rd. And that's going to be the education hub, because it doesn't make any sense to create any kind of income or wealth, but not know how and not have the know-how to keep it going. And then, of course, the thing I like about our hub, our master node, our physical master node, is that it has two processors inside of it. One keeps you connected to the internet so that you can continue to mint your coins. And let me just make that clear. What the main job is of this hub, of this master node, is to bring new crypto tokens or coins into the marketplace. So the way that we do it is we mint. The old way is to mine. Bitcoin has mining farms, right? And everybody who owns a mining farm that I know of are billionaires. That's just what they are. I was with a company that had two guys who had their own mining farms, and they were both billionaires. Every other mining farm owner I read about also are billionaires. Why? Because they don't buy crypto. They verify transactions on the blockchain through their mining equipment, and they are paid in crypto, whatever blockchain they're mining. That's how crypto comes into existence. It's mined. That's the old technology. The new technology, same thing. We verify transactions on the blockchain, but we do a process called minting. Less energy, less cost, better for the environment, and better for you and I. But we earn tokens every single day. So think about it this way. You have your own mint. When you have a minting or minting hub, you are making money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. While you're sleeping, while you're sick, if you get laid off, if you're on one of these master nodes, you are always earning. And when I saw that, and it was coupled with a decentralized platform, it was a no-brainer for me. Because see, understand, in the crypto space, just like in any other financial market that has the opportunity for you to make billions and millions and trillions of dollars, also brings the undesirables, because the undesirables will do what undesirables do, always looking to make money off of food, right? Always looking to make money other than earning it. That's why I said, when you become a banker, when you get into this field of handling your own finance, having solvency of finance, being able to make the kind of return you should make on your money, comes with some challenges, which is learning to do what you need to do to protect that, right? Because there's always people looking to get you. So in creating wealth, we're going to create some knowledge too. But then we got another processor in that's all about keeping you safe and sound. So one stays connected to the web, one is off the web. But that's where all your passwords are. That's where your coins are. So you have total protection in that one hub. So there's no need to get another wallet, because you have a wallet that you control 24/7. And in the big world of finance, that's what you have to have. Like the owners of Bank of America, you know, they got all kinds of security around their banks and around their ATM machines, around their everything, right? Because they own the bank. Same thing here. But we're helping you because we built the technology to help you protect all your stuff inside of our master nodes. It's a beautiful thing. Tokenization market. I told you that according to the World Economic Forum, this market will be a $24 trillion market by the year 2027. Let that sink in. We're almost at 2023. That's why I said about 4 years, right? 24 trillion. In this space of crypto, you have the metaverse, which they're saying is going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry. You have coins, you have tokens, and coins are what make up the most of that market cap right now. Most of that 2 to 3 trillion is made up by different coins. And there's about 10,000 of them. Probably about only maybe 50 to 75 that have any kind of real use case. But within the industry, it's about 10,000 coins. Just like in the stock market, there's about 10 to 15,000 stocks. Most of them ain't worth nothing, but you got your top 100, top 500. So, right? Same thing in the crypto space. That's where the education comes in. But my point is this. If one part of the overall market, and I said, we got the metaverse, we got gaming, we got gambling, we have coins, we have tokens, right? So those are about the 5 industries within the crypto space. But if one of them, which is tokenization, over the next 5 years is going to be 24 trillion by the year 2030, 800 trillion, that means that's the part you might want to focus on first. At least for me, from an old financial guy. That's the part that I decided to focus on. Why? Because it took 13 years for the rest of the industry, because they had to build it, right? To get to where it is, 2 to 3 trillion. And in that 13 years, there's been more millionaires and more billionaires made in the same period of time. There's never been another industry to do that. And the stock and investment world is 500 years old. But this new kid, this new digital asset kid, this new cryptocurrency industry created more millionaires and billionaires in its first 13 years faster than any other industry in the history of finance. That's pretty awesome. So if it did that with a $2 to $3 trillion industry, what can it do over the next 5 with a $24 trillion industry? And you can say, well, you know what? I missed that. Well, you don't have to miss this, because tonight, whoever invited you here is giving you an opportunity to get involved on the next major move of the crypto space, the digital asset space, the decentralized finance space. You see, this wealth transfer that we're living through right now, according to any expert that you read, will be the largest transfer of wealth of our lifetime. Of our lifetime. We actually are living through it. And you can either live through it from the sideline, or you can live through it by being in the game. I'm in the game, and I'm in the game deep, because I understand the rules of this game. And what I want to do tonight is help you get an understanding, at least a basic understanding of the rules, and then to give you a deeper understanding, we have training and other presentations so you can hear it again and again and again. And as you hear it more and more, it begins to open up to you. Your eyes begin to see it better. But while you getting your eyes opened, and while you're learning, and while you are seeing, you want to get in the game and start playing. And how do you play this game? By purchasing yourself one of these master nodes that I've been talking about. Putting yourself in position. See, when I came in the industry 9 years ago, I came in the industry with guns blazing, because I could see the future. Scripture says, man without vision will perish. But I saw what this was going to do for the industry. I did not think, though, when I got into it 9 years ago, that it was going to take that long. I really thought that people were going to see it right away. How wrong was I? But I didn't quit. I didn't give up, because I knew they were going to see it at some point, because I saw the other industry falling down around me. I had been in it for 31 years. I saw what happened in 2000. Saw what happened with the dot-com bubble. I saw what happened in 2008 and all the other many crashes since. So I knew that industry was coming down. I've been reading, right? And I knew the new decentralized world, because this first coin, Bitcoin, I want you to hear this. Bitcoin was the first coin in the whole space. They created the space, right? In its first, I guess it was about 11 years, that coin went from a few pennies to as much as 69,000 and some change. It almost hit 70,000 a token, a coin, should I say, in about 11 years. In that 11 years, that coin did over 60 million%. Meaning, had you been in from the beginning to the time it hit that 70,000, that was 60 million% you would have earned, right? Or I would have earned, because I wasn't in it either. I'm not gonna act like I was. I wasn't. Got into it towards the end of that run, right? Like I said, 9 years ago. But think about that. There has never been an asset of any kind or commodity that has done anywhere near that. With all of the ups and downs, with all the horror stories you hear about the industry, it still did 60 million in returns. You can't take that away. Did people lose a few dollars who didn't know what they was doing? Yes. Did people sell before they should have? Yes. Did people buy too late? Yes. All that happened. But those who saw it, who had the vision and the fearlessness to get involved, those folks became the first crypto millionaires and billionaires. Now, 13 years later, the foundation has been laid. The story about Bitcoin's rise has been told, but now we tell a new story. We're talking about this new part of the industry, riding on the back of the first 13 years. So we don't have to build nothing no more. It's already built. Now we can take it to the next level with this new division called tokenization. And unlike Bitcoin and the phenomenal returns that it did in its first 13 years, it didn't do 24 trillion, but we're getting ready to do it. And not with one token, but with a few major tokens. That's going to be huge. And I want you to understand that this new division within the crypto space called tokenization over the next 5 years is going to do way more than Bitcoin did in 13 years. I said we had to have Bitcoin to get to where we are now, because the decentralization nature of Bitcoin caused all of those people who were sick of the old industry, who were sick of not being decentralized, who were sick of just being taken advantage of because they had no control over the old industry, wealthy. Some millionaires, some billionaires, and some people just made a few 100,000. Some made a few thousand. Remarkable story. And we're about to tell a whole nother one. Ask yourself, I missed that train. This train called tokenization has already left the building, but we're just starting to pick up speed. You still have time to get on board. It's pretty awesome. This industry will be 74 times bigger than the brand evaluation of Google today. So you could take Google's current market cap, times it by 74, and it still won't be as big as the tokenization over the next 5 years. You can take Coca-Cola, times it by 285, and it still won't be as big. So I'm just trying to help you visualize this thing. This is major, folks. See, the wealth transfer is happening. We're living through it. There are going to be some winners, and there are going to be a whole lot of casualties of this war. It's a financial war. You don't have to be one of them. Any and everything can be tokenized. One of my partners who I co-host with on Wednesdays, Rainmaker, shows a video from Bloomberg, I think it was, of the first properties in New York to be tokenized. Anything of value can, and that video I think is about 3 or 4 years old, but anything of value can and will be tokenized. Everything of value is going to be tokenized. It is already starting. And again, that video that she shares is about 4 to 5 years old. And now we're here. It's a beautiful thing. And we have, it's Austria. That's where our first property is. It's in Austria for our first real estate NFT. Awesome. And you can take part in it. I bought 2 of them when I was in Dubai. Time for you to buy at least 1 or 2 of them. It's awesome, right? But so real estate can be tokenized, you know, solar plants and wind plants, all that stuff, any kind of everything, right? Art, paintings, antiques, you name it, patents, it can, and licenses, it can and will be tokenized. One of the reasons the royal family of Dubai partnered with us was because they want us to help them tokenize all of the infrastructure of Dubai, from waterworks to real estate. Can you imagine that? A whole city? They want to be the first city to be 100% tokenized. So not just one area, in other words, the whole city. Any kind of action that they have there, they want it all to be tokenized. That's pretty awesome, folks, pretty awesome. And then, of course, the difference between mining, which is the old technology, and a lot of people became millionaires and billionaires there, so I'm not throwing shade there. I'm just saying we have a new, better, greener technology called community minting. Patented, as far as I know, by ZENIQ, where we all can come together collectively and have 1 or 2 units here, 1 unit there, but they're all over the world. And synergistically, they're all connected, generating more power than the old miners. Can you imagine that? A few 100,000, a 500,000, 1 million units synergistically connected and cranking out coins and tokens 24/7? And as in your retirement portfolio, you ain't got to worry about the ups and downs of the outside market. And it's decentralized. And it's in its infancy of this $24 trillion explosion. And it's running on a blockchain that does 50,000 transactions per second where Bitcoin does about 7. I think Ethereum's like 20 or so. There is nothing even close to the technology that we have. And we just exploded it to the world this past weekend. And I had an opportunity, along with Rainmaker and Miss Gail and Brother Ken, to sit in on that and to see and touch and feel some of the players, but mainly I went there to see the technology. I wanted to get a better understanding of how everything comes together. Then I got blessed with some new stuff. I was trying to get a better understanding of our current stuff. And then they threw a curveball at us and hit us with some new technology that rides on the rails that we have built. So most of what I'm saying tonight is already launched. How beautiful can it be? TUPAN, TUPAN, TUPAN. I'm gonna do a shift right here. I'm gonna do a shift right here with TUPAN. And I'm gonna share just a little quick video on this TUPAN project. And I wanna make sure that you can see it, because it breaks down what this project is all about. TUPAN is the first SEC approved token, right? It's all about, it's a green token. And the fund, the Forest Green Fund, is a 360-degree ecosystem, just like the ZENIQ 360-degree ecosystem. And what I mean here is, it doesn't need anything really from the outside world for us who mint these tokens to make our first piece of change. So that when the outside world does begin to participate, and they're gonna participate in a big way because it's in a market called the carbon market, or carbon market, should I say. And that market trades at 800, the last I looked was like 851 billion a day. That's how the kind of volume and trades goes through that market to trade this certificate called a CO2 certificate that our coin produces. Every time we plant a tree in the rainforest, we get another certificate. And we've already bought 15,000 hectares of land. So it's awesome. But let's look at a quick video on this technology. It's not very long at all.
Hello, let's see together the strengths and advantages of TUPAN. TUPAN is the first cryptocurrency to be registered with the SEC in the United States. No other crypto could have the agreement of this major regulator.
None.
It is the first cryptocurrency backed by environmental utility, a very real project of global interest. TUPAN was born from an investment fund, led by Mr. Odorly Fariani, who is an ambassador to the International Criminal Court of La Haya. He is also the founder of 5 investment funds and president of several banks and financial institutions, all regulated by the SEC. How does the mechanism that will make this token take off work? We have a white booklet in which we are told that it is possible to take market share in what are called carbon credits. The carbon credit market is becoming increasingly important, as large polluting countries, institutions, and companies seek this rare commodity today. A credit carbon is even exchanged at €80 in the European Union. So what will TUPAN do? The investment fund has already bought millions of hectares in the Amazon, because we know that photosynthesis restores oxygen to the planet, while capturing carbon dioxide. With each carbon credit resold by TUPAN on the market, we generate value for our TUPAN token, which is the fuel of this powerful ecosystem. This is why we are confident in the value of the TUPAN within a few months or even a few years. In this table, we see a simulation based on a single machine purchased today, to manufacture token TUPAN. With a simple purchase of €1,298, with a value of 10 cents for a TUPAN, you can already easily obtain a profitability of €300 monthly. When the token is at 10 or €100, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of euros a year for a simple investment of €1,298, which will produce and generate your tokens, every day for years automatically. The project is phenomenal, and it is time to take an interest in it, because if we wait any longer, production will drop and you could lose the advantages of positioning from the start when the production of the TUPAN token is at its peak. Maximum. Don't wait, join the community. Goodbye. Hello, let's.
Now you heard what you said, right? Don't wait. Join the community. I'm agreeing with that 100%. And I'm going to give you a reason why you don't want to wait. Number one, when you wait, in my opinion, you lose. You lose the opportunity to gain market share of a product or service. And in this case, you're going to lose market share of TUPAN. And let me make sure I got this thing working just correct here. So give me a second, folks. Let's get the slide right. Yeah, the current slide. Let's move this back up. And let's make sure, I'm not going to stay on this one too long, but I just want to highlight why you want to position yourself with TUPAN. First, now you got the Forest Green LLC, which is the fund that everything rides within. In the fund, we have the TUPAN token, which is the currency for the carbon credits for the purchase of the land. It's also the token that we mint with our hubs. It's the only one, and get this, out of over 10,000 cryptos, whether it be coins or tokens, that is the first one to be SEC approved, which means it has a B2B aspect to it, meaning businesses will be buying this token to put into their hedge funds and just to put into their retirement accounts and things like that, right? It's just that valuable of a commodity to have in your portfolio. But let's look at this. Now, when this coin launches to the public, it'll be at about under 4 cents per token. So let's understand that. And let me just set the table here. You see $1 on the screen. When we launch, which will be soon, it'll be around 4 cents. I don't think it's going to take no time for this coin to explode. And let me tell you why. Remember I told you the two that are in the same category as us. One is PancakeSwap, which uses the Binance coin, and it uses the Binance smart chain. I'm sorry, the Binance, smart chain. And then you have the other one, which is the Uniswap, which uses the Ethereum. Uniswap, as well as PancakeSwap, did for those outside tokens, meaning tokens that were not theirs. One, which is PancakeSwap, took that Binance token to about $5 in its first year. Uniswap took the Ethereum token to between $8 and $12 in its first year. They don't have nowhere near our technology. And both of those swaps, you got to pay a swap fee. Ours is universal to all token. There is no swap fee. It's faster and it's cheaper. So I'm just saying, if we follow that pattern in our first year, so these are hypothetical numbers, just me, John Williams, playing with numbers. This is not approved and sanctioned by the company. This is not a guarantee. This is just me looking at what those guys did in their first year through 5 years for PancakeSwap and Uniswap, first year through 6 years, what they did. And I said, well, if they can do that with limited technology, what can we do with what I call spectacular technology? And most importantly to most traders is the fees. Our fees are minimal at best. So I said, well, if one did 5 and one did 8, we should easily be able to do $1 in our first 12 months. So I'm looking at 12 months from now. At the time I did this, our mentors were minting about 101 coins a day. Remember I said we mint every day, 7 days a week? Right now we're at about 90 a day. So you can adjust that number from 101 to 90, and you can times that 90 by 100, and you'll come up with close to $100 a day. We mint every day. So by 30 days, you will have minted in value at $1 per token, $3,030 a month in income. Now, according to the federal government, most households need about an additional 500. But we just gave them with a purchase of between $900 and $1,300 machine, $3,000 in the first month after 12. They are ahead of the game at that point, is my point. But let's just say we got into the same area in our first year as PancakeSwap and Uniswap, and we hit $8. Just hypothetical. Now we're talking about on 101 coins a day, which right now is about 90, so you can adjust that, $808 a day, or $24,240. You just put yourself in the top 5% of money earners in the country with 1 unit. But what if you had 2 units or 3 units or 15 units, 30 units? I mean, use vision. Think about the possibilities. You have just changed your whole family's financial trajectory. I think there's a word. From worse to first. From okay to outstanding. Just being in the right place at the right time and understanding the value of owning a pillar of a blockchain. So the blockchain is like the railroad tracks. The pillars hold the track up. It's just as important as a blockchain. But because you're not a computer scientist, nor am I, and you didn't create your own blockchain, the next best thing is to own pillars on somebody else's blockchain. We have the opportunity to own pillars on several, well, projects in one blockchain, and it's called ZENIQ. So that's what a masternode is. It's a pillar of a blockchain that mints coins 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And now, because you got in this year, next Christmas this time, you could be in a position to be earning about $24,000. But what if it was only $3,000? Passively from your home. Everybody else is going out in the snow, you home chilling. Everybody else shoveling snow, you hiring somebody to shovel yours. Because you've changed your financial future. Let's look at one more. What about in the second year, right? Let's be real conservative. Because in the second year, Pancake Swap was over 100 and something, close to 200. And Uniswap was close to 300. But I'm saying we at 25. Still being real conservative. Still cranking out about 101 tokens. So we did this in the first year. We cranked the tokens out this year. We're getting paid on them next year. I want to make sure that's clear. But now we at $25 move, we at $2,525 per day. Meaning if you took those coins and you sold them that day, that's what you would get for them at $25 per. If you did that every day for a month, that means you're making $75,750. You just put yourself in the top 1% of money earners in the country, in the world. By one smart move, I bought one of those units that Mr. Williams was talking about last year, that Rainmaker was talking about last year, that Ben was talking about. I don't care who told you about it, right? But you listened and you took action. Because you understood that the market was going from 0 or close to 0 to 24 trillion over the next 5 years. So whether this happens for you next year, the second year, or in the 5 years, it doesn't matter. Because ask yourself, where can you put at the top number 1,500 away somewhere, and in 5 years have the potential to be cranking out 75 G's a month, or 24,000 a month, or 3,000 a month? I mean, be honest. Ask yourself. I'm answering for you. I'm a financial guy. Nowhere. Nowhere. Let's just be real honest. Nowhere. But what if in that third year, and see, in the third year, I'm not even going to tell you what those companies did, but it was more than 50. But what if in the third year, 36 months from today, you had 50 per token and you're still cranking out? See, you did the cranking in your first year, 101 tokens that you cranked out every day for that first year. You had 5,050 a day. I'm gonna drink to that. Or 151,000 a month. Now I know for a lot of you, it's kind of hard for you to envision. For a lot of you it is, because you never, thought you could put yourself in position to make that type of money. And I understand that. And you're saying, well, John, I don't know anybody in my family making that kind of money. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anybody in mine making that kind of money either, besides myself, right? So we're not any different in that respect. But what I am saying is, let me see if I'm here. Let me get my screen back. What I am saying is, the opportunity for you to be the first one in your family to do it is here now. The opportunity is here. What you gonna do with it? Okay, why this ain't? Here we go. The opportunity is here now for you to be the first one in your family to put yourself in this type of status with this project right here, TUPAN minting. Now, Mr. Orderly Furiani, I think I got it right. Let me try it again. Now, we talked about the main focus of this particular coin, TUPAN, which is to save, revitalize, and reforest the rainforest. That's the lungs and the air, oxygen of our planet. And it's been depleted for the last 200 years by these different companies and countries and corporations. So they want to save the rainforest. But they shared a video about, it was done by Jacques Cousteau's granddaughter. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch Wild Kingdom on Saturdays, Sundays, on Channel 4. And Jacques Cousteau would have all these different little, I would call them mini movies of that time about stuff here. He had made the first underwater submarine that was, I think, two-man, controlled, that could go the deepest, deeper than the Navy had at that time. Jacques Cousteau. Well, his granddaughter picked up where he left off. He was like the Crocodile Dundee of our day, right? Jacques Cousteau. Well, his granddaughter has picked up the mantle, and she has a project in the Amazon that's running around our TUPAN token. And we saw the little video on it. They're going to be having, so the Amazon is like one of the largest rivers in the world, if not the largest, right? It runs all the way up. They're going to be, they created jobs for some of the different tribes that run along the rainforest, right? Fishing and whatnot, showing them how to better do it, right? But also floating hospitals under this Forest Green LLC token. Other revenue streams is my point, helping out the people in the Amazon rainforest with jobs and technology. And as I said, floating hospitals, all under this particular token. Can you imagine when the millions of people in the world who are green thinkers hear about that? Again, that's outside revenue coming in to what we're doing. Medicine. We got 67, as you can see, other patents under this one token. One we saw this weekend, the new drone, TUPAN 300 is what it's called. Got two of them. The 300 can haul about 20, I think it's 20 kilos of weight, right? The big one can do, I think it's either 40 or 80 kilos of weight. The thing was huge. It was at the air show, but they showed a video of it. That project, so they'll be delivered, the first ones were delivered to Dubai. That is another patent. And it's got these new type of engines on them that is first, what's the word? First, I don't know what the word is. Turbine? First generation. No, I'm talking about, well, turbine are the types, but they're first generation motors in these things. And they like the Hawker Harrier jet that the Marines have. It just lifts straight up. So the Marines have a jet called Hawker Harriers that don't have to go down no runway. They can land straight and they can come up straight and they take off, right? Well, that's what these drones do. See, Marines are my favorite branch of the armed services, so I know a lot about the Marines. But anyway, so we have this technology and we got the chance to see it, the video of it firsthand, of the model being used. So folks, and again, they ain't got nothing to do with the agriculture, the cosmetics, the surveillance. This particular token that you have a chance to own a master node on has 67 other projects that's going to increase the value exponentially of that token. Like I said, if those other ones can create that value with just a smart chain, what can we do with a smart chain, blockchain, and the first SEC approved token? Oh, it's mind blowing. We'll go through more of this in the training. And then of course, the internal part of that 360-degree ecosystem is all those things I just named, headed by these CO2 certificates, which I just mentioned to you, already has a market of 851 billion with a B. We don't have to create that market. We're just going to bring our certificates to the market that's already there. And when they understand that what our use case is or our utility is, when they understand that our token is an investment token already that they can add to their portfolios, that's the B2B side, in addition to what's happening. See, the fund buys tokens from us. So anything that happens on the outside, folks, is in addition to. It has its own 360-degree ecosystem. I'm not going to harp on it any longer. We'll go through that more in the training, but just understand that anything that happens with this token on the outside is in addition to what we do on the inside. It's a beautiful thing. And here's a look at the ecosystem. We buy the hubs from the fund. The fund buys land. We've already bought 15 million hectares of land. Then it is credited as we plant trees with CO2 certificates that they then turn around and sell to the already existing carbon market. That's already an $851 billion market and growing every day. It already is in line with all 17 of the agreements for the United Nations, all 17 of them. Didn't leave one thing unchecked. So it's an awesome project. Let's keep it moving. Well, John, but how much do they cost? The master of the master node, or the grandfather of all of this, is the ZENIQ hub. When they first created these, there was 500,000 of them. Right now, there's about, I think, under 200,000 of them left. I just recently purchased one about 2 months ago now, I guess it's been. And as you can see, they're about 1998 in euros, which is right around 2,100 in dollars. I think Rainmaker told me at one point that the dollar had kind of come even with it, but whatever it is, it's going to be between 1998 and around 2,100. But I didn't buy those when I first started. I waited to buy this one. I bought these right away because I understood the power of synergy, the power of not just having one master node, but to create a farm. Because as I said earlier, the company I came from, the billionaires that were made there, and most of the ones I read about in crypto, they have farms. They don't buy tokens and coins, they mine them. Over here, we mint them. So it's a much better process. And the difference is the way the miners work versus a minting machine. If you buy a miner to mine Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of those other cryptos, that machine might be good for about 2 to 3 years because the minting factor changes, so you have to buy new equipment. Because we mint with this new technology and we do it in synergy, these machines will run without you having to change anything for the next 20 years. That's right, that's what I said, 20 years. So for 20 years, you can mint tokens 7 days a week. So when I understood that, I bought 16 of them the first day, and they're all connected together. Then I bought 16 the second day, and they're all connected together. And I thought a little bit, and I bought all 32 at one time, because then they all would have been connected. But now I have a rack of 16 and a rack of 16, right? So you got to think that thing through, but get your in-house hubs. Then I turned around because I wanted to get one of these before they was all gone, and I wanted to be able to control my own trade and everything. Went ahead and ordered one of those. But I built my financial empire, my portfolio with these first. And then the TUPAN project launched in September. Then they launched with an incentive that if you buy one of these, if you buy 8 of these, you can get one of these free. And let me show you what that looks like. Well, before I show you what that looks like, you can buy these hubs in a half for about 700, right? So if you don't have 1,500 that you want to spend, I know you got it, but you might not want to spend it, right? You can get a half a hub. But you can get a quarter hub for about 400 euros. You can get a 1/8 for about 220. You can get a 1/16 for about 135, or you can get a 1/32 for about 100. I wouldn't get that if you gave it to me. I would say, give me $35 more and let me get this one here, because this one will give you twice as many coins as this one. So spend $35 more if this is where you are, and get yourself one of these 1/16 for 135. But the incentive is, where's that incentive? Right here. So we have an incentive running right now where you can get, if you buy 8 ZENIQs, TUPANs, you can get 1 ZENIQ free. We didn't have this when I bought mine. I bought them anyway, right? But when I saw this a few months ago when they launched it, I went out and bought 8 more, and I got me 1 free ZENIQ. You should do the same thing. If you don't want to get 8, you can get 4, and you can get a half a ZENIQ. Or you can get 2 TUPANs, and you can get a quarter ZENIQ. Or you can get 1 TUPAN and get a 1/8. You can get a half a TUPAN for that 700, right? and get a 1/16 ZENIQ, and you can get a quarter TUPAN, and you get a 1/32 ZENIQ. In other words, they're incentivizing your minting power. It helps them create more synergy. It helps you to create more synergy and mint more coins every single day. Think about this. 13 years later, Bitcoin miners are earning about 4 coins a day. The next halving, that's going to be cut to 2 a day. But guess what? Whether it's 4 right now or 2, 4 Bitcoin a day is right around 15,000 per. You remember I said earlier, it had gotten as high as 67, 69,000 per. Outstanding. Even if it was 10,000 a day, that's still 40 grand a day. So when it goes next year to 2, and that coin begins to do what it's going to do, go back up, even at 10 grand a day, that's still 20 G's a day. Who would not like to have that? All of us would. So what I'm saying there by highlighting that is the potential that you have here with 1 machine, 2 machines, 8 machines, or as much as 75 machines. Begin to start positioning yourself to do something different than you did before. Don't let this opportunity pass you by like you might have done hearing about Bitcoin, because some of you probably heard about it, didn't take action. Or as the industry grew for the last 13 years, you might have had opportunity to get involved and didn't do it. Maybe because you didn't want to, maybe because you didn't understand, but now you can get in part, you can become part of the safest part of the whole crypto space, which is owning master nodes. You're not buying coins, you're minting them every single day. That, folks, wraps up our first part. But before I wrap that up, let me just say this too. I don't have the slides on it, but we just came out with 2 new tokens. So let me talk about that real quick. One is our new real estate token. I talked about it earlier, right? But we have the opportunity right now to buy those master nodes. I bought 2 when I was in Dubai. Some of us bought some as well. Others bought some as well, right? And at the time, because we were at the function, they gave us a minting factor for our first year at 120 tokens, right? That was a thank you for us coming to the function. When we left, I think the day before we left, they went on the pre-launch, right? And the pre-launch went down to 110. So all of you have this week to buy your real estate NFT at 110 token minting factor per day for your first year. That is outstanding. So if you ever wanted to get in real estate and you didn't want to get involved with the hassle of owning a house and dealing with all that comes with that, you can own a real estate NFT, which this part of the market is just like the rest of the NFT market is exploding. Because as I said earlier, everything can and will be tokenized. And real estate for a lot of people, and our first property being over there in Austria, they showed us a video of it and everything. It's pretty awesome. That's just the first project under that token. That's going to be huge. And then the movie I talked about, Regardless, is on the life of our CEO of SAFIR. He was a big network over there in Europe. And this movie, Regardless, is based on him. And it's all really about a guy started from nothing and becoming one of the top networkers in Europe, maybe even in the world. But he went from nothing. He was poor over there in Europe. And somebody told him about an opportunity in networking. He took advantage of it, built one of the largest organizations ever, stayed with one company 28 years, which is phenomenal within itself. Went through the no's, the no money, all of that. But like the name, relentless, he stayed with it. You all hear me use the word focus all the time. Never quitting, never giving up. I've told my background. I wasn't born with all the skills that some men had, right? Everything I ever got, I had to work hard for it. So that was built in me. The confidence I got to do that was from my parents, right? Don't care what kids say, keep doing, whatever. Y'all heard my story before, I won't go through that tonight. But my point is, sometimes just showing up and staying in place, you can still create what you want, like this man did. To the point where a movie was made about his relentlessness, his no quit attitude, even in the midst of betrayal, even in the midst of lies, even in the midst of people trying to steal what he built. He never wavered on his belief in himself. And that's all most winners need. It's not that they don't have problems. It's not that I didn't have problems in situations, circumstances. I just never gave up on me. I didn't care what another man thought of me or another woman thought of me. I knew what I thought of me, just like this. So when I'm sitting there watching that movie, because we got a chance to go to the premiere, on his life, some parts of it reminded me of my life. If you watch it, some parts might remind you of your life, because I think everybody can see themselves in that movie. And it wasn't even in English. I'm sitting there reading subtitles, right? But it was awesome nonetheless, of a life that persevered to become a pretty wealthy man in this industry, in Europe being poor. So what can you do in this country of the United States being somewhere, as other people might say, rich? Because even our poorest person working in this country makes more than any other country on the planet. And that's just true. That's not the average salary in this country is about 51 to 52,000 a year. You go look at the average salary in India, some parts of Europe, some parts of Germany, some parts of any other country. Listen, in Dubai, the average is about 300 a month. Yeah, think about that. We ain't talking about the elites over there. I'm talking about the average worker. It's about 300 a month. So when we put things into perspective, we got it made here in the US. So now I want to talk about recommendation marketing. And on those two master nodes, get with the person who invited you or come to our Thursday night training this week. The training will be, from this point forward, will be handled by Miss Gail, one of our, matter of fact, that's the lady who brought me to this opportunity. She's going to take over Thursday night training. And she'll be able to go into more details. I'll probably be there helping out and adding in whatever I need to add in, but it'll be headed by Miss Gail. It's going to be pretty exciting. Listen, my first chance meeting her face to face was this past weekend, and it was wonderful. We had a great time together. And she took my mama in, and all of us, Miss J and all of us, we just came together. We had a wonderful time. But that was my first time meeting her face to face and listening to her. So she can talk. And so and she knows this back office. She knows this program. She taught me a good part of this program when I first started. No doubt, we spent about a day together, I think it was. And I'm a pretty fast learner, so I got it and ran with it from that point. But she gave me the basics, right? So she'll be doing the training, and she'll be going into more details on everything I talk about tonight. My point. Now, recommendation marketing is for all of us who want to share this opportunity, so that one day somebody might make a movie out of you. And you know, the thing that stuck out to me the most is that this man, our new COO, had 2,000 personals on his first level. I ain't never thought about recruiting 2,000 people on his first level. That was mind blowing. So I had to adjust my thinking. We were always taught, you know, you want to get yourself what you need to master the comp plan and then start building deep. So I've always had that philosophy. I might have to change that philosophy. But look at here. For all of us who want to market and build, the Downers got a chance to see our new office in its infancy. Matter of fact, the firm that's doing all the decorating and whatnot, we got to meet her, and she had a video of everything that she's doing and why she designed it the way she designed it, and how by her presenting to the our top brass, why that firm was chosen to do the decorating. They had this blockchain theme and took everything about crypto and put it into the design. But anyway, this is kind of look at how the outer offices is going to look, the reception area, so to speak. And then this is the concession area where you have a Starbucks type of place, and you better see out into the sky, because we'll be on the 147th floor of the Burj Khalifa, the highest office in the world, and it'll be the most magnificent office with all this new technology, just like our platform has, our office will have, so that when we go back to Dubai sometime in April or so, it'll be finished, totally finished. Think about it. We don't just have an office on the 147th floor. We have the whole 147th floor. Awesome. And then, of course, this is how some of the offices are going to look, where you better come in and bring your clients and whatnot. And you can use the offices when you're there in town. And look at that backdrop of that office. It's pretty awesome. The Mediterranean Sea. And again, we'll be at the 147th floor of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. And we at SAFIR will have the highest office in the world, in the most technically advanced office. Look at the comp plan. This man made millions in a comp plan that was nowhere near like this, just like in most of this industry. So I want you to understand, not only is our comp plan under our smart chain and it's all decentralized, but it's the richest I've ever seen in my 9 years. And you'll see why in a minute. But it starts out at 10% on your first level. And get this, you can join for free with this company. That's not unique because a lot of companies you can join for free. What is unique though is you can sell a product that you don't have and earn 10% on your first level. That I ain't never seen in another company. Most of them will let you join for free, but you can't sell nothing until you have the product. Here, you can earn your way into the product if that's where you are. So there are no excuses. They go from 10% on that first level to down to about 0.5% on the 15th level. Yes, imagine this, having 2,000 people on your first level, if that's what your goal is, and going deep, 15 levels deep. Ooh, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. And then of course, our career ranks, which is like a bonus that you get each time you hit a rank, started from really Ruby. Now it starts in a few steps before that, but it gets really good when it hits Ruby, all the way to double gold diamond, which is what I am, right? In my mind, I'm working towards making it a fact, right? But you got to see it before you get there. But from Ruby at 300 when you hit it to diamond at 40,000 euros when you hit it is 67,000. From here to here, that's more than most people make in a whole year. So you can map out your plan. That's why we started a club called the Go Diamond Club, to help as many people get there as we can quickly. If that's your goal, send me an email and join the Go Diamond Club. Black Ruby is where I am right now. Black Sapphire is where I am right now. When I hit that, I got a 15,000 euro bonus. Our Gold Diamond, when he hit that spot, he got a $1 million bonus. You see the difference? That's why I'm working so hard. But when I looked at this plan, I saw from Ruby to white diamond, because it was 5 million in production. Then when I was in one of his presentations, we talked about what position you wanted, and I saw them other three. I didn't see them at first. My eyes was locked in here because my brain was conditioned at that 5 million. Then I said, no, brother, you're going for this quote one here, double gold diamond, and I'm gonna hit it. But from here to here, it's over 597,000. I met a new friend called Ronnie. Ronnie had just hit triple diamond. And when he left Dubai, he was taking his family on to, I think it was France for 6 days. But that brother is awesome. He's out there in the Caribbean. I forgot the name of his island, but my point is, this is the richest comp plan ever. When you hit from Ruby all the way to double gold diamond, that's 4.4 million. There ain't another comp plan that I've ever seen that have bonuses like this here. And it ain't got nothing to do with that unilevel comp that I talked about earlier. That's in addition to. Everything is in addition to. Then we got another bonus pool called the performance pool, right? This is the one that's kind of like a residual income. So the other bonus I just talked about is a one-time bonus when you hit that spot, right? This one is a 6-month bonus. So when you become a Ruby, you get 1 star all the way to double gold diamond, where you have 500 stars. Each star has a dollar value. Each month for 6 months, when you hit one of these, you get that dollar value every single month. So you can kind of position yourself to have a consistent income while you're building. That is awesome. To give an idea how that income could look. So let's say you're a Sapphire. Well, getting ahead of myself. You have 3 phases to this particular bonus. One is when you first hit it at your 1 star or your 10 stars. And then there's a second phase, meaning if you did 4% more than what you did to hit it, you can get 4% more in revenue. If you do 8% more, you can get all 3 shares. And that's pretty awesome. So let's look at it. 1 share on this example is a Sapphire, and you get 10 stars. So those 10 stars are worth $7.14, which means you make about $71.40, right? If you do 4% more, now those same stars, you'll get another $20 on. That's gonna give you another 200, right? If you do another 4% more, which would be a total of 8%, now those stars will be worth 100 each, and you'll get another 1,000. So if you add all of those 3 up for doing an additional 8% of your original number, now you got an income of about $1,271 every single month. And the beauty of this is, as that bonus pool grows in value, it's going to be the same 10%, but as the sales increase, that 1,200 will increase. Not the number of stars, you'll still have 10 stars, each star would just be worth more. As we come out of this explosion, it's going to be on, folks. But you can imagine, position yourself to have a consistent 1,200 a month income. Because if you're building, like my brother did in the Regardless movie, he stayed focused for 28 years. Some of us can't stay focused for 28 days, and you wonder why you never get to have the big numbers in these companies. Folks, my time is up. I pray that I did it in a way that you can understand it and receive it. If not, tomorrow night will be Tuesday. Tua will be doing his thing. On Wednesday night, the Rainmaker and myself are hosting with her. We'll be doing another presentation. On Thursday night, the illustrious Miss Gail, we'll be doing our training. On Saturday, Coach will be doing his thing at 12, and then we're back to the Go Diamond Club training on Sunday nights, and then we do the whole thing all over again. So get plugged in. And during the day, we have one today at 1 o'clock. So it's every Monday at 1, we have Oscar. And then every Thursday, although I didn't see a date for this Thursday for Mark. Mark is normally on Thursdays, and that's at 12. So we have one normally on Mondays at 1 and Thursdays at 12. But look into your back office if you're already a member, and you'll be able to see those things. Now, with that being said, if we have any guests, I know I went kind of fast, but I was trying to stay ahead of myself. If we have any guests that have any questions, feel free to either put it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask your question. I want to hear from guests right now. Only new folks on the call right now. If you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself while I quench my throat. And don't be afraid to ask a question, because you don't want to leave with a thought about, I should have asked this or I wanted to ask that. Go ahead and unmute yourself and say, John, I want to be clear on this, that, or the other. We don't want you to leave without a good understanding of how these stars and this comp plan work. Do we have any questions from anybody? It's about 9:28. I did pretty good, about an hour and 15. Okay, great. Do we have any questions from anyone? Guess if we don't have any questions, I promised the team that I would do a little training tonight. If y'all don't want me to train, we can close it. But I'm gonna give guests one more shot. Do we have any guests that may have a question on anything that we covered? That's great. I'm gonna say get back to the person who invited you. Guests, feel free to go ahead and log off and get back with the person who invited you and ask them, to send you their link. Listen, I want to get a hub. I want to get 1. I want to get 2. I want to get 50. I want to get 100. Get in position, because the wave of this wealth transfer is happening with or without you. I want to make sure it happens with you, because this will be the last time in our lifetime that this kind of wealth will be available for almost nothing. I mean, buying a hub, $1,500, we spend more than that on big screen TV, but we won't spend it to go into business. I don't understand that. We'll get a loan for anything else that of what I call no value, meaning, you can watch TV, right? But it doesn't bring any revenue in the house. But you won't take the same loan out to get you a business started that can generate this kind of money with this kind of wave that's coming. See, this is going to happen with you or without you. We want, and the person who invited you want it to happen with you, right? My name is John Williams. Thank you for being here. But if you're not a member, you can go ahead and log off, because now I'm going to open it up in about 5 minutes or 5 seconds or whatever to our members to do a little training on whatever they want to be trained on. And then actually, members, we don't really need to do no training, because Miss Gail will knock it out the park on Thursday nights. But I did say it, so I'm gonna be a man of my word. I do believe we don't have any questions from any guests. So members, if you all want to do some training, if you got something you want me to teach on, go ahead and unmute yourself and let's get it going. If not, we're gonna call it a night. So speak now or forever hold your peace. And let me stop sharing this here. Whew, do we have any guests, I'm sorry, members, because we close it off for guests, any members that have any questions?
Hey, John, I got a question.
Come on, Sid.
Hey, are we still on for the Wednesday or Thursday or what?
Yes, man. I was busy today, didn't get a chance to call Austin, but the answer is yes.
He's waiting for your call. That's all I need.
Tell him I'm gonna call him tonight regardless.
Okay, John.
All right. Any other questions? Well, great, gang. I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited about everything that I saw over the weekend. And we're going to be unpacking it tomorrow. Tune in at 8 for tour. I know he's going to unpack, and then Jan, I know she's going to do her thing on Wednesday night, and I'll be right there to assist. And then on Thursdays, we're going to have Miss Gail, and she's going to do the training, and that's going to be exciting as well. So we have a wealth of knowledgeable people bringing this thing to you. The only thing that we ask is that you bring your new members to the table. And I don't understand how people in this country are not doing what the people in other countries are doing that don't have nowhere near the income power that we have here in this country. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna show you how it's done. We're gonna get this, I'm gonna do what I always do, get this thing cranking. And others are doing the exact same thing. I mean, I watched Brother Ken over the week. I don't know, Ken, are you on the call tonight? I watched him over the weekend do his thing. And see, and the thing about prospecting is there's no right or wrong way to prospect. It's just prospect, talking to people. I do mine through marketing. This brother reminded me of a guy who used to be in our office back in the day when Abraham used to make us go downtown to the LaFont Plaza and market the way Ken was marketing. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now, but I did it, right? Because we had to do it. But I would come back from every time we went downtown with about 50 to 100 names on our little clipboard paper that we had. And out of those 50 to 100 names, I would end up with 5, 10 clients every time, right? But you had to go through a lot of no's and a lot of conversations to get them 50 to 100 names. And if that's what your skill is, then that's what you do, right? I don't care how a man gets the new member, but get the new member. This brother was talking to any and everybody, and I dubbed him the captain. That's his new nickname for me, the captain. And I was, like I told him when we talked, I was impressed with that because that's never been my skill, and I ain't gonna act like it was, but it was something that I had to do because that's what Abraham wanted us to do, to learn how to talk to people. Get out your comfort zone, right? I can do it. It's just not something that I like to do. I like to market. So you heard me say, I created marketing programs way back then because I had to get to people the way I like to get to people. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Get to people. How can you be in an opportunity like this and not already have some level of organization? Blows my mind, right? And I'm talking about to those who are building, who are marketing, who are doing recommendation marketing. There is no way you shouldn't be talking to 5 to 10 people every week. Every week. And if you do that consistently, let's say from now to January 1st, New Year's, you're gonna have 10 to 20 people in your organization. That's just how it happens, right? It's a numbers game. But whether you get them through the way Ken was doing, out there talking to anybody, we used to call it the 3-foot rule, anybody within 3 feet of you, or whether you are marketing, find out what your way of getting to the customer is and get to the customer. There's problems out here that we have a product that can handle it. See, I'm gonna say, and this is just me guessing, I'm thinking about probably 70 to 75% of the people in SAFIR ZENIQ are customers. They ain't building. You tell by the numbers. Because we have a product that it's almost like, and we can't say this in business, but it's almost like a guarantee. It's almost like a guaranteed income stream. And I can say that honestly because it is. Just look at what the competition has done, and that pretty much tell you, if you're on that same trajectory, it pretty much tells you what you have the opportunity to do. Sales is no secret. There is no guru technology here. It is looking at the industry, looking at what you're bringing to the industry, which means the industry is already there, and then evaluating what you can do. It's a numbers thing. Companies have guys called actuaries. All they do is crunch the numbers for the company. They look at, say, if I'm Pepsi, they look at Coca-Cola and they see what the numbers that Coca-Cola has done, and then they come back to their department and figure out what we should be able to do. Not taking the whole market, because you won't control the whole market, but taking a portion of the market. And when those actuaries come to the marketing guy and say, this is what we figured out, that marketing guy then take it to his boss and say, this is what we should spend our budget at, right here. And if we do this, Mr. Boss, we should have this much of the market share within a year, within 2 years. That's how it works. It's just crunchy numbers. So when I put that TUPAN stuff together, I just looked at what Ethereum and Pancake Swap did. That wasn't no rocket science technology there. I just looked at their numbers and did conservatively my numbers. That's it. And I know I'm spot on. Well, how do you know that so confidently, John? Because of what they did. And I was real conservative in my numbers, and those numbers blow you away. So what if we actually did in our first year exactly what they did, that $5 and $8? See, we get lost in the sauce because so many of us come into these opportunities need money right here today. Well, great, because we got right here today money too. That's what those bonuses are, and that's what those sales commissions are. That's that right now money. But you can't get that because you ain't talking to nobody. So you warn me to death about when the coin going up. I told you when the coin is going up a year from now. So you don't have to ask that question no more. It's 12 months from now. I say it in every presentation like clockwork because that's what it is. Ain't nothing gonna make that happen any faster other than we coming out of this crypto winter faster. And actually, if you look at the charts, we starting to come out. Even though it's the holiday time when the industry is normally asleep, because most of the big money people have gone on vacation. It happens every year for the last 30, 40 years. That ain't gonna change. But you watch, as we go into 2023, right after that New Year's celebration, when all the big money folks who make up this 2 to 3 trillion that's already in the industry, when all of them come off vacation and come back to work, you watch how fast the industry explode. And then the average people begin to wake up. I'm asking you to wake up now. Position yourself in your business now so that when that happens, because it happens every year like clockwork, it's not no rocket science, be in position to explode right along with the market. You watch John Williams, okay? Just watch me. Watch Ben, watch Rainmaker, watch Miss Gail. Listen, this lady has been down pretty much for 2 years, dealing with her own personal health. 2 years, and still was able to build a business. What the hell is wrong with you with all your health in your strength? Sitting around just talking about, is the coin going up? Is the coin doing this? And missing the forest, because you're looking at the tree and you got a whole forest in front of you. And that's what the Most High meant when he said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We're so blind sometimes. Take the blinders off and see the whole forest of people out here that are hurting. They're hurting. Even if they won't admit it to you, they're hurting financially is what I'm talking about. Don't you read the news and see the papers? I'm a member of Forbes. So I get updates every day, different articles, right? The ones I look at the most are the layoffs. Thousands upon thousands are being laid off in every industry. A lot of them are coming from companies where they have 401ks. They have some type of retirement account. They don't know what to do with it. They know they got to find another job. But if you was talking to them, and you can say, you know what, why are you looking for your new job? Let's move a few dollars and let's get some income in place for you. Let me tell you about what I'm doing here with these master nodes. You ain't got to go into no recommendation marketing. You want to handle their first issue. Their first issue was a financial issue. I sell income. I don't sell master nodes. Income. I'm not saying do it the way I do it. I'm just saying do something. People need you, sisters and brothers. And whether somebody wants right now income, that's a salesperson, right? Got to, in my opinion, the easiest product to sell. And I got to get better at showing you guys how easy it is and can be to sell, because you're just taking care of a problem. That's all you're doing. And if you can fix your mind to think about it that way, because that's really what it is. And then number two, a product that can change their whole financial situation and recoup everything they've lost, because I don't care who you are. Everybody who's been in the workforce and been in the 401k, IRA, thrift savings plan, KEO plan, comp plan, deferred comp plan, any of these plans have lost money in a good bit over the last 20 years. Everybody. If somebody tell you they haven't, they're lying to you. That's just a fact. Now, with that being said and that being known, they need recovery money. And there's nothing else that's going to recover like crypto can. It's going to take this market probably 10, 15 years to get straight because of this whole monetary shift. Understand that. But the shift that they shift into this crypto space, not so much. I told you about tokenization, right? And I didn't tell you, World Forum told you, I just repeated their numbers. So what other market can they be in that is going to do 24 trillion over the next 5? I'm listening. The answer is none. There is no other market that the World Forum or any other body is predicting to do those kind of numbers. None. Which means we have a rare market and a rare product within that market. And we have real estate now. You know that movie token? That's just the first movie. They're getting into music and other producers. They was at the Cannes Film Festival with that movie, right? They're going to release it to, I think, 100 some odd countries. Over 2.4 billion tickets, opportunities to be sold. And then it's going to Netflix and all them other channels. That's going to be huge. Well, what about when other producers and filmmakers who are struggling to get funds to back their movies see that? And they're going to say, hello, Ramsey, can you tokenize our product, help us raise the funds for our outstanding movie or our songs? What about when artists who are tired of being ripped off by these music companies decide to tokenize their art? We're talking about music right now, right? Their music art, where they can lock in their royalties. And can't nobody take it. Can't nobody unsmart the smart contract. What about when they understand how powerful that is as they come over? The music industry and the movie industry, they're like, what, $8, $9 billion a year industries? Probably more than that. I don't know, but I know it's up there real high. It's real up in the billions. So y'all have to understand where we are and where the industry is going. See, that's how wealthy men get wealth. They look at where the industry is, then they figure out where it's going. That's why they're called visionaries. You have to become a visionary. And we're trying to help you. I'm not going to say I. We are trying to help you understand how to be a visionary. See where we are, know where we're going, and then position yourself and help as many people get there. So you got to get it down up in your spirit, man, in order to bring it out to somebody. Otherwise, they're going to hear it from somebody else, like a Ken, like a Ben, like a Rainmaker, like a Miss Gail. How this lady then created what she has created from her bed. Y'all tell me that. And half of y'all up on your feet and ain't doing much of anything with this opportunity. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if it's lack of understanding. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, get with the person who invited you and say, hey, listen, I want to learn how to do this thing better. You know, be on the training Thursday night. Be on the calls. And don't just be on the calls, bring somebody. Say, listen, man, girl, how would you like to be earning a couple thousand a month a year from that? I don't think a person in the right mind will say, no, I wouldn't want to do that. Say, listen, I can't explain it to you. It's all about this industry called crypto. You heard about it? Yeah, I heard people lost money. Yeah, well, guess what? This side of the market, nobody loses money. Have you heard of decentralization? It's the safest part of the industry. As a matter of fact, get on the call Tuesday night. Well, I want my partners to explain it to you. If you do that every day to about 5 to 10 people, you're going to get 1 or 2 that's going to show up for the call. See, ain't no rocket science. But that's all you have to do. My brother, who my mom and I had breakfast with the last day I was in Dubai, I think it was Friday morning, because I left Saturday, so it was Friday morning. He had he showed me his diamond ring, gold ring he just had made. And I took a picture, I had it on my phone, with the ZENIQ emblem on it. He said, Jan, from Polynesia. He said, Jan, look at what I did. Awesome. He met some jeweler down there. He said, every time I do a presentation, I'm gonna be doing this. So people can see his ring. He had me cracking up. But this guy joined for free last year, created a 7-figure income. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, because you know me, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not into people joining for free, but that's just me. I'm in a different market. I want people to join with money, because see, in my 34 years, everybody that I ever seen join for free in this country, pretty much didn't do nothing. But he's in a country where people are hungry. The average income, I think, is like 15,000 or some crazy number, low. But they were hungry, just like he was hungry. Now, he did have a little experience in the industry because he had just come from, I think it was organic gold. So he wasn't like a newbie, but he didn't have any funds at that time. But he created a 7-figure income, folks, in about 12, 13 months, 14 months, whatever it was. So it can be done. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying do something. If that's your market, that's great. Just find a market that you're comfortable in, right? I'm comfortable the way I'm at, right? You have to find a market that you're comfortable in. If you're like Ken and you out there talking to people, great. Let me tell you about me and talking to people. I'm the guy that's going to the club or to the party. I ain't doing a whole lot of talking. I ask women to dance. I ain't doing a whole lot of talking. Just never have, right? Every now and then, I may get in the mood to talk. But most people talk to me. Now, when I was married, my wife, on the other hand, like the rainmaker, talk to everybody. You know, I love you, rainmaker. But she has that spirit, that gift. Miss Gail, she got that spirit that's not me. I'm quiet, shy. Now, when I get in front of the camera, then a whole nother thing happens to me, right? But naturally, I'm not the one that works the room. So when I saw the captain doing his thing, he reminded me of Abraham, right? Abraham was that kind of guy. My brother Ben, he's that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy, right? But no matter whether you're my kind of guy or that kind of guy, the job gets done. That's all I'm trying to say here. Is whatever kind of guy or girl you are, do that. I'm a marketer. I do that. He's a personal, the 1 foot rule, 3 foot rule, should I say. Do that. Just God doggone it, don't do nothing, right? Miss Gail told me she has quite a few folks who she enrolled for free. Some of them starting to do something. That's awesome. Miss J, I think, has a few who's done that. That's awesome. It doesn't matter how you do it. I'm talking to people who ain't doing nothing. And I'm trying to get you to see that whatever your market team personality is, put that thing in the high gear. If it's going out, talking to people, go out and talk to more people. This is the season to be jolly. People are going to be more apt to talk to you anyway. If it's marketing, put your marketing in another gear. That's what I'm getting ready to do, because that's what I like to do, right? But find a way that's comfortable for you to talk to people. K-Time, you got your hand up. Go ahead, brother. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I was about to lower it down, man. I tell you one thing, you might can't work a room, but you can damn sure work a Zoom. That's for sure.
Gotta find the spot, man. Gotta find the spot. You know, when the lights come on, it's showtime for me. In the club, ain't the lights on.
And that's why it's amazing to feel that you can't talk outside this, because you do a lot of talking, man. I mean, and you're good at it too.
Let me help you out. It's not that I can't, because I have and I've done it. Like I said, we used to go downtown all the time. That's not my favorite way of doing this, with what I'm trying to say. If I didn't have marketing, like when I first started in the financial business, that's what I did. It's just that as the years went on, I found out I could do it a better way and that better fit my personality. I forced myself to talk. Some people don't have to force themselves to talk. It's just part of their nature. So that's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay, so this is hold on, let me lower my hand real quick. Okay, there we go. So my question is, and I know this might sound a little premature to you, but because this last platform that I've been in, and I know you know what I'm talking about, I've yet to see any money in my pocket. So my thing is this: I've looked on the back office, and I didn't see where or how we can do this, but I want to know if there are going to be any training on how we move the dollar amount from our tokens to our Euro line dollar amount, where we can actually take it off the platform because of this reason. If that token go up to $1 in the next 2 months, I don't want to be scrambling to know how to get that money from that TUPAN token line to my Euro line. So I want to already be trained on how to do that. So I won't be surprised when the coin go up and I'm not ready to withdraw. I want to already know how to withdraw when that coin go up to $1.
Great question. And I'm pretty sure, because Ms. Gail was there with me over the weekend, I'm pretty sure if it's not this week, it's going to be part of her training. But the answer to that question is yes. The swap just launched. Our new app now is connected. It's if you have the Android, you can download it, the new ZENIQ app from Nomo, and it's activated now where you can move your, and if it's not now, it will be in the next few days, where you can move your coins from your back office over to your ZENIQ app, and you can move it to the swap, and you can swap your TUPAN, you can swap and trade within your app, or you can send it to the exchanges that accept TUPAN, like La Token. I think it's going to be listed there, and a few others. I'm not sure on the ones just yet, but yes, that feature is just about done, brother. So you'll be able to do that within the next few weeks, I would say.
Okay, I appreciate that. When you get that list, holler out. I'm waiting to hear it.
Oh yeah, once everything is finalized, like I said, you're going to either hear it on my call or somebody else's call. But we're not going to hold back any good information. When it comes out, y'all going to get it firsthand. Because I try to be on every call, whether it's Oscar, Mark, towards Mrs. Gail, whoever, to get information that I might have missed, because I also have a life, life to live, and it's all wrapped around my children. And so when they call, I'm available. And and let me just say this about that: if y'all haven't been down to the National Harbor, those who live here in Maryland, they got an awesome Christmas display. They have it every year, but this year at the Gaylord. This year, they added some other features. They got an ice slide, they got ice skating outside, they got bubble cars, and that's where me and my son was till late last night, had them ball. But
Okay, Gail got a hand raised.
hey, Mr. Gail, go ahead and unmute yourself, sweetheart.
I'm unmuted, and this is for K time. You know I love him. I'm gonna put my hand down now. But you know, I was listening to what you said, K-Time, and you said, if my token goes up to $1, how do I get it out? And it amazes me that when something rises, and it rises significantly or it doubles, everybody wants to figure out, well, I better get my money before it goes back down. And see, this is what's so significant about the blockchain. If your tokens and coins are rising, you want to leave them there. Now, yeah, you can take them if you want to, but this is what we call asset building, and you build it over time. But you can let it sit there because it's not subject to the volatility of the market. If you leave your money sitting on a decentralized platform, yes, and it gets high, you better get some. But now we're talking decentralized versus centralized. And for me, the monies that we make while we sleep, I'm leaving it there. And I'd rather do what John just talked about and go out and share it with people. Have them come look at the platform. I don't care if they come in for free or they come in at $150. You tell enough of them at $150, then you got money going in your real wallet. You could take that money out every day. But for every one that you tell, and they tell one or two, you could have hundreds of people by getting one or two a day in a 30-day period who will show it to one or two a day. And then we tell you how to do this. And it just amazes me that the first thing everybody wants to know is, how do I get my money? Can I take it out? How long do I have to leave it there? You leave it there until that $1,000 that you spent for a hub at the end of this year, if you got in when TUPAN was 110 coins a day, you're going to have 36,000 coins in a year. And if it goes up to that dollar that you just mentioned, it's worth $36,000 for something you paid $1,000 for. You gonna run and cash it in. If you gonna cash it in, buy some more TUPAN that might be at 90 coins a day. You could cash in half, but you need to buy the next
let me interrupt.
and let it do the same thing. That's money
Okay,
you
so
making while you sleep. You don't even have to work for it. You just
Right.
have to be
So-
smart enough to be in position. That's just
Correct.
my theory. Earn it
Okay.
by sharing. If you share, you can take all that money out and you're accumulating. But that's
Okay.
just my thing. And I heard you say the dollar thing. And you said when
No,
it
no,
gets
let me tell you why I said it though. Let me tell you why I said it. And it wasn't
okay.
to take all my money out. It was for me to, and I am building, don't get me wrong, I am definitely trying to build. And I'm doing that. I'm this close to Ruby. So I'm trying to build. It should have
You
been
go.
Ruby last month. Okay. But it's not as easy said as done. But I'm doing my best on the building part. My thing is this: the moment that I see that I can get my initial out, I want to get my initial out because that's what's stuck in the last platform. I don't want that to happen in this platform. So I'm not trying to exhaust all my tokens or sell all the tokens I have. I just want to get enough to get my initial out and keep it rolling. We're going to be minting for 20 years. But the moment I can get my initial, I want to put it in my pocket. And that's why I asked that question, because I want to be ready to be able to withdraw without having to learn how to do it. I want to know how to do it when that time comes so I can get my money out, put it in my pocket, and then let's keep the train rolling. I'm not going to exhaust all my tokens. I'm going to get just what I put in and put it in my pocket. And now we're on house money and I'm happy.
All right.
Okay, well,
One
I
thing,
like house money.
hey, Ms.
But
Gail,
yes, sir.
give me 1 second. Let me just say one thing that I'm gonna set up to that point, because I know I see where he's coming from now. See, a lot of people have been on platforms where if you left some coins there, if you left your money there, and something happens, you hurt. That's a centralized platform, folks. I want y'all to understand that. That is the beauty of a decentralized platform, because when you have your funds or your coins on a decentralized platform, it's already in your wallet. Nobody, not ZENIQ, not SAFIR, not Ramsey, nobody can get into your private wallet when you put it in there. So you don't have to worry about that thought pattern of, I want to get my initial out. You don't, that is in a centralized world, which is most of crypto right now. Most of crypto is centralized, and you better have that thought pattern. That's why I used to always teach, when you buy coins, put them in your own private wallet. Back then I used to preach Exodus because it was a private wallet. Get your coins out through the exchanges, right? So here, not only is our exchange decentralized, but our blockchain is decentralized. Our smart contract is decentralized. Our swap is decentralized, which means you have the private keys and you only. So you don't have to have that worry, folks, over here. That's all I got to say, Ms. Gail.
I'm gonna thank you, John, for that. I think I mentioned that, but your money is your money. And I think what K-Time was saying, well, hey, you say I can get it. I just want to know how to get it. It's gonna be so easy. You're gonna love it. Miss Gail will teach you how to get your money. If
All right.
you,
Be killing me.
No problem. Let's see if we can get
I'm gonna tell you, get that money and get some more hubs.
With that
Right.
being
Make
said,
some more
That's
money.
fine.
and with that being said, let's grab another question. Do we have anybody else that have a question? Go ahead and unmute yourself and I'll ask it.
Nope, I don't have a question, but I got a comment. Want
Okay.
everybody to wish old Sid McHale's 95th birthday while you was going over to Dubai. He turned 95.
Wait a minute. Did you say 95? No, no, no. Are you joking? You got to be
Yeah,
joking.
I'm joking.
I'm ready to say, Sid is the most rambunctious 95-year-old I ever seen. But happy birthday, brother Sid. I didn't know it was your birthday, man. Is Sid McKay still here? Or is he left and went partying?
No, he probably went to bed with his boots.
I'm gonna definitely have to call him tomorrow. Yes, that is awesome.
Mine is tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Happy
Yes,
birthday,
indeed.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And mine is today.
Well, who's mine?
Well,
Who's
happy birthday.
Lemuel Gray.
Hey, brother Gray, man, happy birthday to
Happy
you
birthday.
too.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And anybody that's coming or close by, we want to say happy birthday to you. If it's belated, happy birthday. That is awesome. But I tell you, folks, the greatest birthday present we can give our friends, family, and even our enemies is letting them know about this safe, sided, decentralized world of crypto. Because a lot of people, including myself, have lost money in the centralized world. There's just no question about it, right? And it's still going on. And a lot of people get lulled to sleep on some of these platforms. That's why when I got the word from Ms. Gail about this decentralized platform, and I did my due diligence, didn't take me long to do it. What made it so easy for me to make my decision was that one word, decentralized. Because in 9 years of looking, there was no program that was, and it still isn't, that I know of, other than us. So we're the only thing on the block that is 100% decentralized, and they're committed to it with everything they roll out. That word needs to get out to all those folks who are in these other platforms that keep changing the name, that keep doing this. It's the same old mess packaged a different way. And people just don't get it because so many people chase the quick buck. I'm sick of it. At the expense of hurting other people, at the expense of shedding an ugly look on the industry because they're chasing the quick buck. And they make people think that there's a problem in the industry. No, there's a problem with a few companies that a lot of people get into because of the quick buck mentality, and they get burned. And most of them are perpetual networkers. So that's why I always say, I could care less, because there are more people that ain't never been in the industry than it is those same few that have been and been burnt numerous times.
Amen.
Numerous times. Say amen again, Miss Gail.
Amen.
And think about this, K-Time, and everybody else too. According to whose numbers you listen to, there's about 3% of the world even understand crypto. So that means the 3% that's been jumping around from company to company are the same ones that have been getting burnt. But there's 97% of the people in your city, your state, my state, and the world who don't even, has never been in crypto, have never bought their first coin. Now, what they may have heard though is some of the hard stories. But that's where you come in at and start explaining what decentralization is, how they can be in the safest part of the market, how to understand this wealth transfer, this monetary shift, all that kind of conversation they ain't heard yet. So that's not even focused on anymore on the 3%. The 97% ain't never been in this space. They ain't never been hurt. They ain't never lost no money. So if we stop talking about it when we're on a call about the losses and the problems and highlight for these new folks all of the good side, most of them ain't seen no bad side in the first place until they hear it from one of us. So we got to start talking about it because it only affected 3% of the entire world. I'm done.
And I thank you, Mr. John. And the one thing that I got out of this company, and I had my 1-year anniversary Saturday, they designed it for the little people. Everything else, your stocks, your bonds, and all this crypto, they got a high entry point. And then they get so many people, and then boom, your money's gone. But these people are letting little people in. They say, hey, for €135, you can do something and make something over time. You don't have to be a heavy networker, but they flipped the script. All the 5%ers been making all the money. This is the opportunity for the 95%ers to get in the game. You couldn't buy IBM or Apple and all of that. They said 1,000 shares minimum. And we couldn't afford it. Don't tell me you can't afford this. And when you can get in this company for free, we have other benefits. Get on Facebook. They've been stealing names and information. You got a free messenger that is decentralized. You can feel free to share with your friends that are on this platform. Don't cost them nothing. Once they start using it, don't tell me they want to see something else. And we just have to train them up. But they're there, they're connected to you. You get 1,000 people on your messenger and 500 of them put $135 in here, and your mind will change. And so will your bottom line. You can leave it in, take it out, but at least you'll have something. So we got to be like John said, forget about what happened before. This is the future. This is tomorrow. And you start your tomorrow today.
Come on.
And I'm Miss Gail, and I'm done for the night.
Do we have any other questions from anybody on the call? Does anybody need to know something, understand something? If not, it's 10 a.m. We can call it at night. But if we do, I'll stay here because I said I would. So do we have any other questions?
I love you, Miss Gail.
And I love you too, K-Time. I love everybody. And also, I'd like to say, every leader on this call, it doesn't matter who brought you in the business. Your leader may be busy. You can call me anytime. You can call any of them anytime. If we close for you, we may not make no money that day, but if we're a family and we create something that people want to be a part of, we are all going to win. You cannot build this business by yourself. So I love you, K-Time. You go get some more people I can love on.
There's so many
I'm like your
DM me your
mama.
number, Miss Gail. DM me your number.
I will, or you can get it from Rainmaker. She got my number, but it
Okay, I'll
ain't
do
no
that.
secret.
I'll do that.
And I'm here all day. I think Mr. Frazier's on here. We talked for 2 hours today. He's in by somebody that's under somebody that I brought in that's down on my 5th or 6th level. I don't care. He said, well, I want to know this and I want to know that. And I told it to him. I said, but get on this call. He's on here. We got to get people engaged.
That's it. That's the
So,
formula.
Mr. Frazier, give us your opinion. Since this is the first time you've been on John's call, just tell us what you think, if you still here and if you learned anything. Come on, Clifford, don't be shy. Let me see if he's still on here. Yes,
He's
is.
still there.
Come on.
He's there.
Unmute yourself, Mr. Frazier. Don't be shy. We don't bite.
He might be a little shy, Miss Gail. Let's see.
No, I'm not shy.
All right.
You there?
Yep, go ahead.
You're right. Once I hi to everybody, I like the job that you're doing. We're really on the right side of history. And I think we're going to be able to help a lot of people in our community and raise everybody's awareness as how the world is moving and what we need to do as a community to be on the forefront. So is any other questions you got for me, or you there?
Oh,
Ms.
yeah,
Gail?
we here.
Yeah.
I don't have questions for you, but did you like the presentation and the information that you received? Do you think it's gonna help you get engaged? You've been passive, but get in the game. It's fun, and you'll meet a lot of new people.
I've been in the game, and the information is excellent. Once again, you guys are on the right side of history. I've been aware of this whole movement since that Phoenix magazine came out on The Economist with the Phoenix and the Bitcoin. I never thought that all this would happen in my lifetime. But here we are, you know, a new asset class after 600 years, and we're all engaged, and you guys are doing a great job, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brother Frazier, for those kind words, and we're excited that you're here, and you definitely have a great leader in Miss Gail. And with that being said, do we have any other questions or statements? Does anybody want to ask a question or make a statement?
This is the Rainmaker, John. I just wanted to say excellent presentation tonight. You really put it all together, and you did it in a pretty good time frame. So I think that this was time well spent for anybody that took the time to get on the call. And again, just a reminder, tomorrow night, our upline, Mr. Tula, double gold diamond. Is he double gold diamond or single gold diamond?
Just a gold diamond, yes, ma'am. See.
Okay,
He's
just a
double
gold diamond.
gold diamond, but he told me when we were in Dubai, he was almost at triple and was trying to get there before the end of the year. So go Toa.
Yeah, I thought he had said he was a double gold diamond. Well, yeah, he's going to be presenting tomorrow night. This man wants to see America win. He wants to see us on the map. We want to develop double rubies on our teams. We want to see everybody win, and whatever it takes to make that happen, you can count on us. I know I reached out to my top 4 people that are not passive today and said, you know, we got to get on the stick. So anybody that wants to be a part of that number and to have some things happen, we've got some awesome trips lined up for the rest of this 2023. And the one I'm excited about is in Rio de Janeiro. So you guys, let's get busy. Let's roll up our sleeves and go to work, go to work, go to work. And attend as many of these training calls as you can. I am working to confirm a live presentation. I should have that confirmation by tomorrow in the Washington, D.C. area. And I will be getting out the information so that everyone that has people in the D.C. area can get out the information. That's going to be on the 10th of January. So I'm just waiting on the confirmation. And once I have that, I will have my little flyer made out so that you can share it with your people and put your sponsors, your name on it if you're unable to attend. These are the things that I'm working on. That's what my marketing strategy is. I'm a belly-to-belly person. And so therefore, I like to see people face to face and have them to ask me questions directly so that I can read their body language. That's the way that I do it. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And again, John and I will be co-hosting a call on Wednesday night. Last week we had 65 people on the call. Let's make it 100 this week. So invite as many people as you can. And Miss Gail is the right person to do the training. So I'm excited about her Thursday night training calls. So with that being said, I'm out.
Heard it from the
Thank you, Miss Rainmaker.
Heard it from the Rainmaker. You heard it from Miss Gail. We've had a great night. Do we have any other questions, any other statements? If not, we're gonna call it a night.
Well, I got to give it up to Miss Gail. She asked me to be on her call as a guest, and she knows how I am. We go a long ways back, and my name is Michael. And again, me and Miss Gail, we've done business and other businesses before. And yeah, I'm one of those. I don't want to hear about no crypto. I don't want to hear about any of that. And so this is my first time ever really taking the time to actually look at this, because Miss Gail asked me to, and she knows I'm not easy to sell a fund, none of that. But I am a person of knowledge. I love recruiting. Everything I've ever been in, I've always been great at recruiting. But this was more of a season of education. I can say that. It's a season of education. God is doing something different with his people in these perilous times. But only the ones that's designed and in order right now to be able to take information from somebody like a Mr. Gale or like you, Mr. J, to be able to take somebody like me that has never even purchased Bitcoin, but to be able to look at this in such a way that I can say I'm confident. Okay, excuse me, clam chowder. Bowl. Yes. So I just want to say, Ms. Gail, thank you so much for shifting me in this season. Thank you so much for allowing me to take my own time to look at this and not pressure me, because you know how I am. But thank you so much for your heart, and God knows the lives that you're touching with this platform for, like you said, the people at the bottom, the 95% that can't afford this or that are afraid. And because of you, I'm not afraid anymore. So thank you so much. And I look forward to working with you guys.
Well, thank you for your comment. Amen. That's my boy, Mr. Michael.
Awesome, folks. I tell you, we've had a wonderful night. Do we have any other questions or anything? If not, we're gonna call it a night. All right, guys. And just to be clear, Tua is a gold diamond. The next spot is double gold. I think we only have one double gold. I think that's either Ash or Mark. So Tua is definitely a gold diamond, and he will be hosting the call tomorrow night, folks, at 8 p.m. As you heard, the Rainmaker Wednesday night, a Rainmaker's call, which I help host, and that's on Wednesday night. Then Miss Gail will be doing training Thursday, coach on Saturday. So all the information, all the different ways of seeing this thing is at you guys' disposal during there. As Asher said today, almost 7 days a week, somebody's doing something somewhere. So just get plugged in, get the information, and let's go to this double gold diamond, if that's your gold or diamond, or just find one of them ranks that you want, and let's go for it, gang. So I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
All right. Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Good
Good
night.
Good night. Take care.
Good night.
Thanks, John. You did
Good
a great
night,
job.
everyone.
Thanks, Kate.
Night.
Good night.
Good presentation.
Good night. Thank you, sir.
Good
Thank you,
night.
thank you, thank you. All right, folks, we are out.